are my top 10 unwritten fat loss hacks. I'm Freya, co-founder of Potentia Coaching. Potentia is an online fat loss coaching service that helps women lose weight without restriction and without having to give up their social life. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, make sure you follow me on Instagram, and if you want some personalised help with your fat loss, click the inquiry link in the description box below and we'll be in touch. Most of you will know that you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose body fat, but it is always easier said than done. So these 10 hacks are going to make it feel a little bit easier to achieve your fat loss goals. So let me know in the comments which one is your favourite. Hack number 1 is go and brush your teeth. If you are getting that snacky feeling, it might be before bed, it might be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just go and brush your teeth. 1, you're distracted by going upstairs, getting your toothbrush and actually brushing your teeth, but you're way less likely to want to snack when your mouth is all minty and fresh. So if you want to snack, just go and brush your teeth. Hack number 2 is distraction. Often when we crave a snack, specifically when we crave a sweet snack, we're actually just craving the dopamine hit that sweet food can give you. It might be boredom, you might feel a little bit tired and just want an energy boost. And often we're acting on mental impulse rather than actual physical need. So going and distracting yourself from that feeling is really powerful. My go-to when I'm at home is just go and reorganize a cupboard that I've got upstairs. I ended up gutting out my wardrobe. There's always a kitchen cupboard full of things that you don't need. Just go and reorganize it. If you can, go out for a walk. Call a friend, FaceTime your dad, or go and clean or hoover the car. Just anything to take your mind off of that impulse to snack. Number 3, and something that I do all the time, is have a diet soda. So usually about 3 p.m. is when I get my most snacky, and if I haven't got a snack or if I haven't got the calories for a snack that day, I will crack open a Pepsi Max. It gives you that hit of something sweet. You feel like you're satisfying a bit of a craving, but it's 0 calories. Number 4 is time caffeine well. Caffeine is going to suppress your appetite and it's going to give you a little boost in energy. You might crave the sweet food because you are needing a boost in energy, so this is going to do it for you, but it's also going to cap that hunger off so that you're less likely to go and binge on snacks. I wouldn't advise having caffeine really any later than 2 or 3 o'clock because you don't want it to disrupt your sleep. But if you need something to tide you over in between breakfast and lunch, a cup of coffee could be the perfect answer. Hack number 5 is just go to bed. A lot of people crave that sweet hit right before bed or after dinner, in between dinner and bedtime. Can you just go to bed? Are you just sat on the sofa watching TV anyway? You're a little bit bored. You're probably sat down for the first time you have all day and you just want as much dopamine and relaxation and goodness possible. If it's 9 o'clock, 8:30, just go to bed. That is the ultimate distraction. Hack number 6 is fasting. The principles of intermittent fasting are often more simple than what people think. I'm not looking at it to put you in a state of fat burn. I'm looking at intermittent fasting from a point of being able to eat calories when you most want them. Some people wake up in the morning and they can do absolutely fine without breakfast, but they get to 3 p.m. and they're really, really hungry. So if we tactically listen to hunger cues here, you could adapt your food schedule accordingly. So could we go without food until 11, 12 o'clock? Maybe you're so busy with the kids drop off, getting to work, busy mornings at work that you don't even necessarily think about food. And then maybe you have your first meal at lunchtime and then the calories that you might have had at breakfast are then there ready to go at 3 p.m. This will then make sure that your calorie average for the day is still where it needs to be and you're not having that additional 3 p.m. snack in addition to breakfast as well. Some people, however, don't suit intermittent fasting. It might make them more hungry and more susceptible to binge in the morning. And also people with high cortisol levels, maybe people with PCOS, this may not suit. So do be careful, it's not for everyone. Hack number 7 is squash or flavoured water. Being nice and hydrated is going to help your fat loss. It's going to help you feel less hungry, and it's also going to aid the fat burning process. But some people are terrible at drinking their water, me included. And the only way I'm going to get it down is if it tastes nice, and I use squash or flavoured water to do that. Hack number 8 is chewing gum. This one is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to trick yourself that you are eating if you are chewing. You're also going to get the same kind of effect as you would when you brush your teeth. If your mouth is minty and fresh, you're not really going to want the snack. I find that chewing gum is the best in situations like when you're driving, maybe for 30-40 minutes, and you just need something to tide you over. Number 9 is look at your snack choices. Specifically, make a snack plate. Snacking can be dangerous to a calorie deficit because it can become a little bit bottomless. If you have a tube of Pringles, you could just keep going or going. If you have a big share bag of chocolate or a big tub of biscuits, there's not really any end point to that, and you can keep going and suddenly be 400-500 calories deep. The best thing that you can do is make your snack plate higher volume so that you actually feel satisfied after. So let's say that your snack of choice is a bit of chocolate. My first hack would be to make sure that you get something that's like in a packet and kind of portioned out. So that might be a Ripple chocolate bar. That's my go-to. But instead of just having the Ripple chocolate bar, you might also have a small bowl of popcorn alongside it, which is nice and high volume for very little calories, and also a bowl of fruit. Yes, you might look at that plate and think, oh, but isn't that, quite a bit more calories? Actually, no, because if we compare it to the bottomless binge that you put yourself at risk of having, it's way less calories. So get yourself a little sweet or savoury, healthy charcuterie board and enjoy it at 7 p.m. And number 10, my last unwritten fat loss hack, is a little bit controversial, and I'm going to be careful with how I word this. I've said to set a date night. Some people may call this a cheat meal. I don't want you to look at it as cheating on your diet. I want you to look at it as something to really look forward to. Sometimes if we know that we have a meal that we have been, thinking about for a while, we're really looking forward to in a couple of days' time, it can help us feel nice and aligned on the days because you're going to go and enjoy your meal. So having something to look forward to might just get you through the days a little bit easier because you know the nice food is coming. I don't want to create any negative connotations around bad foods because that can lead to feeling restricted, and then that can ultimately lead to a binge. But speaking in a real-time example, we have a day off every single Wednesday and we always have a takeaway or a meal out, and we find that that helps us stay super aligned in the week. So they are my top 10 unwritten fat loss hacks. If you want personalised help with your fat loss journey, please make sure you hit the inquiry button in the description box below. Make sure to like and subscribe to my video. Please follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.